it's finally time to see what this grinder is all about. This is the ZP6, the Clarity Grinder, $200. And it's been a couple of weeks since I've talked about this, but this is actually my first time using this grinder for myself. I usually grind up coffee for my wife from time to time, and we drink coffees at different times, okay? Now, it's time to actually drink some coffee, see what this grinder is all about. So, I have some coffee, and some new coffee. It is a Costa Rican natural. Smells out of this world. Just smells out of this world. Most coffees do, right? So, we're gonna go ahead and see what the roast degree is. From what I'm looking at, it looks like a medium, but there's some oil on some of the beans, so I went too far, too fast, whatnot. 6-7, 6-7 on the whole bean reading. We're gonna do the ground coffee soon. So let's go ahead and zero this out, and we're gonna go from there. So this is all the way open. That's 0. Okay, so we know we're not gonna do 0. That's crazy. And we are gonna use a UFO brewer, which actually asks for a coarser grind. But again, we're just gonna, I think it goes up to like 14 clicks total, something like that. So, 6, 7, 8, something like that. Let's go with 8, okay. That was about 13 grams, so we're gonna do a little bit more. There we go, even 15. What am I expecting from this grinder? I don't know. So much hype in this grinder. People have witnessed it. Probably the thing that I'm looking forward to is if I can taste a real big difference in clarity. We'll see. Pretty fast. Should have went a little bit finer. This is pretty coarse. It looks like French press coarse. It's gonna be a very narrow opening or range with this grinder because I was at an 8. This looks like most people's typical French press, but we're gonna still try it. It's a good thing I'm using that particular brewer because it operates better with a coarser grind. This may be a little bit skewed some way, but we'll see. 65, this is a true medium, okay? So we're gonna do a 225. Wow, this coffee still smells starburst jammy. It does. No, when I say that, sound like every other crazy person in the coffee industry, but whatever. 225, bloom first. There we go. I'm not expecting any greatness from this grinder, for this brew right now, just because of the way the grinds look. We may do a TDS, we'll see. From your view, it looks still relatively light. Here we go, cheers. I'm not expecting greatness from this first brew. Okay. It's layered. Okay. I'm gonna change that grind size. That was complete out of whack. It does taste juicy, very juicy cup. I'm gonna let it cool down. Still get that jammy starburst sensation in the mouth. We're here at 8. So we're gonna zero it out again. I'm gonna say 5. We're gonna get a TDS anyway, just because, see how far off we are? It's a very tight window with this grinder. So I will say about at least 60% of this grinder is not usable, which is fine, but it's kind of interesting, kind of just looking at it for what it is. This brews or tastes very light when you roast it. It does have that separation in the coffees. It's not like all together. I am tasting that. So I'm gonna do another 10 grams. 225, I would say that's about 1.3, something like that. Probably a little bit under extracted. Yeah, 1.9. So we went to 5. That may be being too generous. Even with this particular brewer, let's go to 4. Okay, we're gonna go to 4, okay? I think they say about 10, each 10 clicks between the big dials and everything, right? There we go. Looking a lot better. Oh, it smells so damn good. This may be pushing it, may get over extraction, but that's fine. We're just seeing where we're at with this grinder in particular. Then we can play around with the dialing and all that stuff. I am getting some separation even with this week brew. So let's go ahead and brew another cup and then we'll go from there. I'll take this 160. Okay, here we go. Hey, this is going to be a better representation of this coffee. Probably over extracted it, which is perfectly fine. This is a medium roast. The grinds look a lot better, more uniform, not French pressy. Okay. Again, there's separation and it's something that's there. We're gonna have to drink this for a little bit longer. So what's my first impressions assessment about this particular grinder? It's tight, very tight window between, I would say 5 and all the way down to 0. That's where you're gonna live with this grinder. All the other settings and all that crap, that's for show. That's pretty, it's kind of useless. I've talked about that many times with grinders. A lot of the settings are kind of bullshit, but it's fine, it's perfectly fine. You gotta understand your grinder, play around with it, see what works. More than likely it's gonna be in the middle of where you need to be. As you can see here, this one's more on the finer side of things when you're talking about coffee. You may push it to 5, probably 6 if you're doing like a dark roast, but that just depends on the situation, brewer, what you're going for. If you want a little bit more extraction in the coffee, whatnot, and you kind of pull it off, whichever way that you want to. It has good legs, it's not bitter, it's tasty, it's juicy. It's kind of hard to decipher what I'm actually tasting still. And I think what we're going to be doing is putting this grinder against the Kin grinder. K2, K6, it doesn't really matter. It's interesting how these grinders are completely different in the way that they work, that they taste, bring out coffee. And we're going to see if we're going to really tell the difference in one brew versus the next and all that good stuff, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to see if you want clarity and what does clarity look like. And if clarity does help in this aspect. I'm glad that I was able to get to medium roast on this one. I was going for light roast actually, to tell you the truth. But I kept on developing the coffee, developing it. And I was like, no, let's stop it here. So this is what this grinder is. This is what the situation is as it is right now. Am I satisfied with the way it's come out? No, not really, not yet. But that's perfectly fine. This is my interpretations of what I'm tasting as of right now. We can get a reading, 1.35. So we're at where we need to be. 1.35 at a 1:16 ratio. That's where we want to be. So that's almost a 19-20% extraction. We can probably push a little bit more. I am getting some more tannin type of acidity coming off of it, which is perfectly fine if that's what you're going for. This coffee's 2 weeks off of roast too. So we give it another week, probably be even better. But again, I want to test this grinder for what it is right now. And we're going to see what we can do with it. See how we can understand it even more so. And this is my honest assessment of it. Am I blown away? No, I'm not blown away with what I'm tasting, at least right now. And this is a medium, I will call this medium light roast. If it was my jam, a little bit darker, just a little bit. But this is a medium, true medium. If most people would probably drink this, call this dark. But whatever. I'm going to enjoy this coffee, see what it's all about. And we're going to go from there. But I'll talk to you later. Bye.